So thank you again, everyone who is here. I can already see from the messages that we have quite a few students who are already in Australia as well, and few who are yet to decide which university they want to go for. I hope this will be helpful for all of you. And the idea here today is to talk about a couple of these things, which are very, very important for any offer holder, any student international who is thinking of studying abroad. Five key things I'm hoping to cover today, which are going to be very useful for you. The first is part-time jobs. Of course, all of us want to start getting some experience and start earning some money even before we reach. What is the visa sponsorship routes, post-study timelines, employer expectations, and the role of networking. I think one of the key things you will hear all speakers talk about is how networking and really putting themselves out there help them. We'll be joined by an alumnus who is also who's currently working in Australia to talk about his journey. He's an international student. We also have Apar here, who is our student circus ambassador, currently in Australia, to talk about his journey as well while he's a student. What are the things that he is doing to building up his profile, right? So, quick note about Student Circus. We were started by two international students, Dhruv and me, who launched Student Circus while we were students in the UK. We did this on a route called the Entrepreneur Visa route, which is now called the Innovator Visa. There are similar ones available in Australia as well. Today, we operate out of four countries and help students from over 100 nationalities. And we touch about 500,000 students every year through the platform. So lots is happening on the platform to help you, and we'll tell you how do we also get into your employability journey. But the focus is not Student Circus today. The focus is to talk to you about what is the role of employability going ahead, and how do you really get that job, right? When you are in Australia. So first things first, if you have not decided where you want to go, but you know you're going to Australia, um, we can only imagine the amount of excitement that you have. There are a couple of things we would suggest you start looking at uh, beforehand, which is joining societies, student groups. Always research the university you are going for. It's, from experience, we talk to thousands of students. It's always, I mean, the university needs to suit your needs, and this you need to see what is available for you depending on your interest groups as well. Um, and also start thinking about jobs as soon as possible. And you will see all the speakers will say this today. So part-time jobs in Australia, I think it's a very, very common thing for international students to work part-time in Australia. And I think one of the reasons is, course, you get support financially and you are able to manage your expenses. Um, but there is also a sense of the working hours flexibility that we see in Australia, right? We've got a part-time job board, by the way, for Australia. Our team will share the link now. You can apply for part-time jobs through our platform as well. And you're allowed 48 hours per fortnight. So, um, please make sure that you're utilizing these hours, but please make sure you are not overutilizing these hours or getting paid in cash, etc. Those practices sooner or later will hamper your future prospects in the country you're going to, right? Also, I would say the on campus, your own campus, university campus, will list plenty of part-time jobs, for you. So you generally post any part-time opportunity on the university's career board as well. That's where I think we might have hired up our student ambassador from. So do constantly check it as well. I was an international student ambassador myself when I was studying, as an international student. And those are the kind of jobs you will also see. And they don't take up so much time. So you can actually have multiple part-time jobs as well, which is again great for you to manage your flexibility and also your portfolio of experiences. Two kinds of part-time jobs you will generally see, structured and unstructured. Um, don't expect to straight away get into a very structured part-time job because that takes time, that needs connections, etc. But also, don't just chase the field that you want to work in. This is your time to experiment. This is your time to learn. This is your time to be up for an adventure. So, um, I heard this one brilliant career coach say the best way to choose a career is through elimination. So, the things that you want to do, just keep trying them. And hopefully, the ones that you don't like actually get out of your pipeline. One important thing that I'll put in the comments too, a CV that you apply with should be the format that is acceptable to Australian employers, even if it's a part-time job. So please don't apply for part-time jobs with your regional or your home country CV. That doesn't work. That's one of the reasons you will see a lot of like rejections come in very, very early. So the best thing for me would be to bring in Apar now to talk about his experience as a student ambassador and how did he get it, and just in general, how does a part-time, on-campus role help him for his career as well. Apar, do we have you here?
Yeah, hi. Can you hear me?
Perfectly. Are you on campus, Apar?
No, I just came home. I
Oh,
just came home for half an hour before.
no,
I had
no
an
worries, no
exam
worries.
today. Yeah, I had a
Oh, how
presentation today, one of my final exams, and I'm pretty relieved. So yeah.
that's great. That's great.
Yeah. So, hi everyone. As you know, my name is Apar. I'm studying Masters of Design, Innovation and Technology, and I'm studying in RMIT University, which is in Melbourne. I am in the main city campus. So, who don't know, the people who don't know, RMIT has three campuses within Melbourne itself. So, I'm in the main city campus. Talking about my journey with Student Circus, I came across this organization from another local organization named Study Melbourne Hub in Melbourne. And through them, I came across this opportunity of ambassador role here at Student Circus. The process is very simple. You have to go to the website. There is some questions you have to answer. There is a video you have to record. Again, they want to know how do you speak, how you communicate, how you present yourself, all those information. I think the website is really helpful. Like they have a lot of resources to improve your communication skills, to have a better leadership skills. And I will really appreciate that you should work on these skills because here in Australian culture, I'll say that they don't want just you to have the technical skills from your job, whatever the course you are doing. Maybe I'm doing design. It shouldn't be just design, but they want the communication skills. They want you to see they want to see that you can work in a team. So all my projects have been in team. So they want to see all those skills in your portfolio, in your resume. Resume is one thing through which, of course, they are going to see all these elements. And the another opportunity which is very interesting from Student Circus is creating social media content. That is another thing which you have to be very, you should think prominently, I'll say, because creating your own personal brand is not just one thing. But when you put yourself out there in the industry or there in the social media, you build a lot of confidence within yourself. You create a lot of connections, and you don't know, people becomes influencers. They are creating whole careers. I know people who are actually charging a lot big amount for creating one reels. So that is another thing. And one of the great factors I'll also say of this opportunity is that you get the connection to the main people in your university. When you present yourself that you, okay, you are presenting Student Circus here in Melbourne, or I'm presenting Student Circus here in RMIT. So they give me privilege. Maybe they are interested to listen to me more, more focusedly, more professionally. So again, you get a better privilege. You have a better connections within the university, the career representatives who can help you to get a better career. So, so all these benefits, I'll say. Few things I want to say that you should be considerate about, that about your accommodation when you come in Melbourne. So here it's very different. It's very different how it's in India. So be very considerate who you are staying with. you are not just gonna share the bills, but you're gonna share a lot of liabilities. So be a bit considerate, have those boundaries already. Okay, that this needs to be done, this needs to be clean, the bills needs to be paid. Have all these clarities. Few benefits I really wanna highlight that if you're coming to Melbourne, there are a lot of opportunities. Go to events. I think as Tripti also said, like, it's networking. You have to do the networking. It's not just the skills. Go out, put yourself, build your social media, post things on LinkedIn, again Instagram. That is another thing you should be interested in, because when I'm meeting a lot of recruiters, they clearly say that if you're putting an application and if you're passing the first screening round, we are going to see your social medias. It's not just LinkedIn. They are pretty interested in your social media like Instagram if you are there. So that is one thing. Visit Study Melbourne Hub. It's an organization which is from Victorian government, and it is for the international students. They do a lot of events, they do a lot of things for international students. They also give a lot of free services in terms of legal, in terms of accommodation and stuff. So you can go and talk to the teams. They are for the international students. Collect a lot of magazines wherever you get those from. They have a lot of events, they have a lot of information which you won't find somewhere online. So I have gone to a lot of events. I have gone to a lot of places which through those magazines, through a lot. I have gone to certain events which a lot of people don't know, and I was so amazed. Oh, okay, I got that opportunity. So collect all those magazines from everywhere. I have done that, and I'm still doing that. I think yeah, that's all which I what all I want to say. And one thing I really want to say, as how Tripti pointed out, that try things. It maybe I have a perspective, okay, I want to go in design. Maybe there is something else which is there for me. I have a lot of interest in cooking. I'm a vegetarian, so I didn't opt for being a chef. But when I'm coming here, I worked for a restaurant. I in a kitchen. I work for them as a chef, and they are so happy with my work. And even I'm so happy with, okay, I can get the work in that industry. So you never know what comes to you. So yeah, that's all.
That's great, Apar. And do you think you were able to do all of these things? You were so extrovert about these things, and you knew about these things before you went to Australia.
No, I didn't do my research well. And so
Okay.
that's why, yeah, as you are saying, like, start doing the things already. Start going to
Yeah.
those, again, enter those clubs, enter those pages, Facebook pages, Instagram pages. I think Facebook is something which is getting outdated in India, but here it's very good. Like, it's still on a good pace. So be there on Facebook, because I had my Facebook account deleted years back. And okay, so I feel left out out of few things. So yeah, that is another thing I wanna say.
And when are you graduating? Um,
I'll be completing my degree next year, March.
okay. So have you already also started applying for jobs or started thinking about a full-time job?
So I started networking. So
Okay.
my exams are gonna finish next week. So my main motto is, because I'll have a 1 month break before the final semester start. So that 1 month is all about putting up applications. Yeah, as you are saying, guys, it's not about how it's happened in India that you get the degree, then you go for the placement and stuff. No, network from the very first day. And of course, you are in India. What's the problem? Create a LinkedIn account, go and send connections. It's as simple as that.
Definitely. I think that's some useful advice. And I think every student, including myself, you apart, we've probably done some mistakes that we can hope that, fellow students don't do. I was so excited about my student journey as well that I only focused it in a very narrow way and did not even think about these things, which are very important actually. Um, but thank you so much for sharing your
All good.
insights. I think I hope you don't mind other students getting in touch with you
Yeah, yeah.
to ask
If you,
questions.
yeah, my name is Apar Agarwal. You can find me on LinkedIn. And yeah, of course, please go ahead. Send me requests for sure. I'm happy to answer. That's fine. Yep.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you so much, Apar.
All good.
I will bring you into the conversation again at some point. Okay,
Definitely. Sure.
thanks. All right. So moving on, I'm going to share my screen again. Since we are a job search platform, of course, we have to talk about the things that employers ask us, right, all the time around job search, around what it means to include, certain things in your application, etc. Sorry, one second. So, when we talk to employers across Australia, there are three things that we are often told that they would like to see. First is obviously a strong academic foundation, hopefully you have not had any resets, hopefully, and even if you had with a valid excuse, that's okay. But at least the degree that you're studying, you are fully inclined towards. Secondly is transferable skills. I think as a student, you might not know what this means, but these are basically skills that you can take from one job to the other, right? That's why it's called transferable. Imagine if you're doing a part-time job as a barista, you're customer facing, you're making accurate coffee, you're handling crisis, you're addressing customers, you are a problem solver, you're working in a team. These are the things you can take to be an investment banker, a marketer, anyone in creative industry, anyone in hospitality, anything. These are the skills that every single employer in Australia is looking for. They, of course, want candidates who are smart, but they want they want people who are targeted and who've made an effort to gain these skills over the period of their degree, right? So studying is one thing, you completed your degree, you've got a first class, top notch grade. But if you have not got any of these skills, trust me, you will still not get a job. So it's very important to make sure, like Apar was saying, put yourself out there, attend events, network. Even if you have a 1 day project, put it on your CV. If you have done some kind of work experience before, put it on your degree, put it on your CV. Don't be scared that I don't have any experience in Australia. So why will an Australian employer hire me? Well, you can put your prior work experience, but also make a conscious effort to get work experience in Australia. It could be through student societies, it could be through a group project if you're fresh off, you have no experience. It could be through some part-time work. It could be working on campus at your university for these number of roles that we spoke about as well. Also, that brings us to evidence of these skills. Please do not lie on your CV. I am now on the other side where we recruit, people from across the globe. We can make out within 30 seconds of speaking to someone, are they saying the truth on their CV or not? So if you're saying that, you've led a team, show proof of that through the internship or leadership role that you have had on your CV. So this is what employers want to see beyond your academics. And the role of networking is not just when you go to university, it's actually starting now, today. We have around 30 something people on the call. I think we had more than 100, 200 registrations for the event. Before you are going to university, join these offer holder groups. We have created one, by the way, for this community, for the international student community in Australia. We have an offer holder group for 26, 27. We'll put the link now in the chat and you will be able to join that. So connect with fellow students who are going to study or who are already studying there. Attend such webinars, pre-departure events, meetups, LinkedIn profile. Um, Almost 70% of offer holders don't have their LinkedIn profiles ready, but that is so important. Imagine you're applying for part-time work in Australia and somebody looks at your LinkedIn profile. It's not updated. It still talks about your home country. There is no picture. The amount of fake profiles that are available on the internet, yours might just come across as one of them. We will tell you how to create this LinkedIn profile through the resources that we share with you. And also, we'll help you create your first post today. During universities, societies, I mean, we had the most random but yet amazing societies on campus when I was studying. Like, even there was one guy who got a fabulous marketing job being the treasurer of a Pokemon society. It's not about being in the Pokemon society, it's what you did as a treasurer for that society. Attend career fairs. You will see plenty of career fairs and networking events happening when you are on campus at your university. You will find student circles at quite a few events as well through our ambassadors like Apar. Talk to people, build these connections. Don't expect employers to hire you straight away at career fairs. That's not what happens in Australia. And stay connected with classmates, alumni. I mean, I am so happy to say I have a friend in pretty much every country that I can think of now, right? A classmate who went there, somebody from work, very, very important. I think the one key takeaway that you can take from today, actionable, which you can start today, is with your personal brand, LinkedIn, right? Make it as human, be a storyteller, put yourself out there about the things you believe in, things you want to do. Um, four basic things: professional photo, headline, update your education. You can say I'm a prospective student going to XYZ university. That will help other people connect with you. That will help the staff connect with you, or you can connect with the staff. Connect with your professors, lecturers, career advisors. We already had, I think, a couple of career staff in the call today, right? And who have put a message in the chat as well. You can connect um, with your academics even before you go. And what we'll do is we'll help you create your first LinkedIn post as well. We'll drop a picture of this webinar in the chat with all, with the slides. And you can talk about this webinar and make a LinkedIn debut. So we already did this yesterday for the UK event that we had, and our LinkedIns have been flooded with these posts since yesterday. So I will make it easier for our team to just have Apar, are you still here?
Yeah, I am here. Sorry.
Uh, do you
Can you
mind
hear me?
switching on your camera? We will take a
Yeah,
quick
yeah.
picture for,
Yeah, definitely. Is it fine? Yeah.
yes, we'll take a quick
I'll I'll
picture
just I'll just put some
for,
more light on. Just give me a second. Yeah,
and we'll take one now and one when we have another speaker as well. And we'll send this
sure.
post to everyone in the chat.
Okay,
Okay, great. Thank you so much. We'll
great.
send this picture to everyone to create their first LinkedIn post. Okay, so that's hopefully going to give you a start. And don't pressurize yourself, guys, about, oh, what should I do about my LinkedIn? And it's too much pressure. Honestly, just start connecting with people, commenting. Don't think too much before you make yourself active and available. All right. Before we go to our next speaker, who's currently working in Australia to talk about these things, a lot of students have thrown in questions before the webinar started about visas. Now, we're not an immigration organization, so we can't give you one-to-one visa advice, but we can tell you about the different visa pathways that are available in Australia, right? So you will all be going on your student visas, which is the subclass 500, and you can work for 48 hours every 15 days, right? During your study period. The work visa is called the employer sponsored visa, which you only get if an employer sponsors you, right? But before that, you can work and stay in Australia for up to 18 months. For most graduates, there are some asterisks there. We have an immigration guide available on the platform. Can we put a link, please, to the immigration guide? Um, where you can find more details about all the visa pathways in Australia, which is the skilled independent, skilled nominated, employer sponsored, and even the global talent pathway as well, wherein you can have let's say you want to freelance or consult, or you want to start your own business like I did, every route for your career prospect is defined by one or more of these visas. The best thing you can do is I mean, we have the crash, the visa guide that we have is like a crash course pretty much on the immigration system. The best thing you can do is to start reading about each of these before you go. You don't have to do anything much. These are your rights. It is a must that you understand them even before you land, right? On the platform, we've got, like I was saying, the platform you can use using your university email ID once you get it. Today, we'll be sending you some free resources if you've attended the webinar. But once you're at university, you can use Student Circus using your university email ID, and you will get plenty of features. I think the most kind of talked about, the most used are the country guides that we have, the CV builder for Australia, of course, the jobs and internships. So all the jobs that we post on Student Circus are vetted for visa sponsorship. So those employers will sponsor your visas if your application is good. Um, Very specific to Australia, we have a free visa points calculator as well. So if you are on track to for the Australian skill migration, you can calculate your points through the visa calculator. We'll put the link for this as well in the chat, and you can see what how many points do you have for PR, how many do you need, etc. Right? Um, Hopefully, few of these things will be super helpful for you to understand the visa processes. Um, the other thing I would say is don't take visas as the deciding factor for what happens next because these things always change. It's not in your control. There will always be a way for you to get to the long term, uh, residency in some way, but it just might not be straight away, with the first visa that you get on. So y- I would say understand all the categories, see what is needed in which one, but don't immediately think about, well, where do I go? How do I switch, etc. Straight away. With that, can I quickly welcome our next speaker, Rahul? Are you here?
Yes, hi, am I audible?
Yes, you are. Hi, Rahul. How are you?
Very well, Tripti. How are you doing?
Very well as well. Thank you so much for joining us on short notice today. I just wanted to bring you in quickly for 10 minutes because you're at the end of the journey of being a student already. And just take 5 minutes of your time to go through, when you were in India to now when you are in with an employer in Australia. 5 things that you would recommend students do and just learnings from your journey as well.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Rahul, and I graduated from a Bachelor of Commerce from the University of Melbourne last year. And I would say within the next, since I graduated to the next couple of months, it was just a job finding sort of phase where, every day you apply for um, at least 2 to 3 good jobs. You take your time, you actually, instead of just blindly going and applying for jobs back and back and back again and again, I used to set my own limit to apply to just 2 jobs. But I used to give like at least a good couple of hours per application,
So
like
quality,
qua-
quality.
over quantity is super, super important. And just a quick little bit of context about me. What Tripti is saying is sort of like a 5 year journey that I'm gonna summarize. I'll try to summarize a bit for you guys. But I started my bachelor's in 2022, and I guess one thing that really helped me, it was a blessing in disguise, was I have always been a very inquisitive child, in the sense that, you always go out. I tried to do anything and everything I could in my university journey, uh, which was very, very important. Any sort of student club and activity that I could put my hands on, I tried that. So one thing, like, you really shouldn't be don't feel like, oh, what if I'm not good fit for this. University is all about trying new things, and that is super, super, super important. Apart from that, secondly, also just I started to get involved in my own university student union. I took volunteering opportunities wherever I could. There was a time by the end of my 3 year journey at uni, I was handling two clubs as president. I was part of the education committee in the student union. I was, doing voluntary workshops here. I was also working part time, which is the second point I was going to come to as well. But I tried to do anything and everything I could just to keep myself busy. And it doesn't have to be just university related. If you feel like you're not a good fit, which most students should be, but if you feel like everything that university offers is still not a good fit, there is so much you can do just outside of university as well. There was a time when I was handling five different positions in my university as well as doing two paid jobs part time as an international student, just while studying full time, because I did not like to keep myself free. I loved staying occupied. And all of these things, they really help you in the coming future, in ways you wouldn't even know. Because the thing was, when I graduated last year, I really did not know what field I wanted to go into, or, I really did not know what job was going to be the best fit for me.
I
And
think most students wouldn't know, right, Rahul? A lot of like us, when we start our student journeys or even till the end, it's all about figuring out, well, where do
yeah,
we have to reach? But talking to people, I think, really helps in that regard.
absolutely. No, that is so true. Because what after I graduated, a good long time I just took to figure out what is going to be a good field for me. And what really helped me was my past experiences in my university. When I used to get involved, I used to go to networking events, even being and getting a little bit of support from Student Circus and the website itself really helped me a lot in ways I wouldn't know. And apart from that, just as like the main focus, the main point of my topic was that as much as I got involved in university, right, I realized what I was good at, and that was being in a people related field. I felt like I couldn't do a desk job, and I wanted a field where I could interact with people regularly. And hence, I started my first job in sales with Tech Mahindra in Melbourne. So, and we work for only one client in Australia, which is called Telstra. So we work for them. But I guess what really helped me even to get this one job was my my previous experiences in university. How the more you get involved, right, the more it builds your soft skills. And building soft skills is so, so important because employers, they just don't see degrees, they just don't see what you have studied or, how much marks you got. I was always very much average in studies. I wouldn't say I was the best, but the experiences I gained, my capabilities and my abilities to interact with people, to, speak confidently, to, have leadership skills, to volunteer, all these soft skills, they really add to your character. And seeing your CV is the first step whenever an employer sees it, but the second step is when they talk to you or when they interview, and that's what really creates an impact. And that is only built through your the work you do in your university, the experiences you get. So if I had to summarize everything, as Tripti said, into like because these are many things, but just get involved. Don't be afraid, just keep on trying new things. Whatever you feel like you'd want to try. It doesn't cost you anything.
Yeah, and the first step is the most difficult, but
Hmm.
it surely gets easier and it becomes more natural to who you are. I mean, I would say don't overwhelm yourself.
Hmm.
Probably like Rahul did, but I mean, if you can handle it, great. But even a couple of things here and there, events, and this constant kind of being present. Is very, very important. Once you go into your shell as an international student, the more difficult it'll get for you to network with people, and everything then leads on to you how employable you are. I think one other thing I would add is an employer is always hiring another human at the end of the day. So they want that story. They want that touch of what will you bring to them as well. Um, which is why, I mean, get through these obstacles sooner in your journey rather than waiting for too long.
No, definitely. And I think like the reason why I actually tried so many things was also because just in high school, before I even went to Australia, I never actually got to come out of my shell. And I just felt like, being in a university environment where, you actually have opportunities to do so much more than you actually could ever it's just the right gateway, because
Yeah.
good experiences lead to good leadership, good qualities that actually then leads to good employment.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Rahul, for these quick insights. I think it was difficult, 5 years in 5 minutes. But thank you so much for being here, and hopefully students will gain a lot of this. We're sending resources to them. So unlike you and I, who went very unprepared, hopefully this helps the couple of students who do get these through.
No, thank you
Thank you
so
for
much.
joining us.
Thank
We'll get back to the presentation now with the final slides that we have. So, I know every student who messages us or gets in touch wants to know about PR, wants to know how do I get a PR. You are not going to get it in on day one or even in the first year. So it shouldn't be your focus. Your focus should be how do I get through to this last step of getting my PR by becoming more employable. And trust me, as I said, we touch 500,000 students every year. This is our 10th year of operation, right? So you can calculate already how many students have we spoken to, helped, got messages from. Students start thinking about PR too early, but all the successful ones often keep their options open and broaden their uh, potential opportunities as well. So don't be centric to, oh, I can only work in SEO marketing. No, you could work in any field of marketing. In fact, any employer that you go to, you need to prove that you have the skills. Even if you don't have the right academics for them, you will learn on the job. And that's one of the things that a lot of employers tell us. International students focus on the degree equals to the job. That's not true. You can study a language and become an investment banker. You can study economics and get into marketing. What matters is if you had the opportunity to work through different roles to get the skills that you need. Even if you studied economics, if you're great at communication, very creative, you can get into marketing. That's what you need to understand. So, although that should not be your first focus to understand PR, here are some of the things that we have kind of put in a realistic timeline for you to start thinking about it, right? And as I said, these rules change all the time. So don't base any long-term decisions on just short-term visa rules as well, right? Uh, we constantly update our immigration guide. We'll send you emailers whenever something is updated by the government. So please keep a lookout for those as well. I think the next most important thing to talk about is graduate timelines in Australia. February to May is when applications open for most roles. There are rolling applications, but graduate recruitment. You will hear this word a lot when you go to Australia. It is the time of the year when most of the companies do maximum amount of hiring, including hiring international students. You do not want to miss this timeline. It is the most important, but it's not the end of the world. You need to put in good quality applications for this. Make sure you understand the process. Make sure you understand the role. Make sure you understand what CV is needed, etc. Right? Uh, so, as you can see, offers are made uh, almost in September time, but through the year, these companies will be doing various steps of the process themselves. You will find plenty of graduate roles on Student Circus who are hiring international students as well. You will find internships, part-time work, all of the different roles on the platform. So, some myths again, as I said, so many students get in touch with us, and we thought it'll be useful for the top 5 things that we want to um, break as a myth. First, my university will place me into a job. Not happening. The Australian mindset and the culture says we will make you employable, but we won't give you the employment opportunity in your hand, which is fair because of the independent way of studying, the lifestyle, etc. Your university will give you plenty of opportunities and training to find a job, but they will not hand it to you on a platter. So make sure you are ready to apply for those applications on your by yourself. But university and student circus, etc., we're going to help you in every way we can. I'll get a job by just attending career fair. Happens, but very, very rare again. So make sure you use career fairs, which you will attend once you're at uni, to network rather than expectation of handling a job. I can wait until my final year to start preparing, not at all. You need to start today. Today is the day you begin your job search um, by creating a CV, a LinkedIn profile, etc., etc., etc. So your research starts today. I only need Australian work experience, not at all. Um, any kind of work experience that you have from your home country or another country, wherever, even in school. Yesterday, we had a speaker who said she took references from a dance class that she was doing in school to set an example in her CV for an achievement, right? So it could literally be any point in your life, anywhere in the world. Getting a PR after graduation is automatic. A lot of students ask us this. It is not, unfortunately. We wish it was, but it's not. You have to apply for this. You need to have certain points that you should have gained through. And you can look through the points calculator and the immigration guide that we have for a proper step-by-step guide on these things. Because again, it's very centric. Any point in the point calculator, you'll see questions. I could answer it differently based on the language skills or my degree level, and it could be different for you. So check it out, test it out for yourself. So, final checklist: get experience, research the industries and employers, attend career fairs, build your LinkedIn profile. Very, 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 very important. Understand your visa options and recruitment timelines. All of these things will help you create a very strong foothold, like all our speakers said, to get a job or experience, and really have a long-term career rather than just look at short-term fixes as well. Now, to make sure we're not going to leave you with nothing, we are here to help you. um, if you are attending today's webinar, you will get an Australia style CV template in your inbox, graduate recruitment timelines, sponsorship guides, top 20 sponsoring companies in Australia, how to use LinkedIn, and Australian career blueprint as well. So, 6 things that you will get from us in your inbox, no charges, just free for us to help you as an international student. So, we would love your feedback on the session as we close it for today. I hope you've all asked enough questions, and we are here for any more. You can email us on hello@student circus. If you're able to fill this feedback form, we will send you the free career resources to support your pre-departure or pre-arrival journey in Australia, um, as a way to thank you and help you in your next steps as well. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. The WhatsApp group link is in the chat now. The QR for feedback is here on the screen. And I hope the session was somewhat useful to you to build your kind of basis into getting into the Australian workforce. And we look forward to seeing you in Australia. Thank you.